Drum tech drummer and YouTube educator Kenny Sherritt's coming to you with a topic I get asked about a lot, which is what is the difference between having clear bottom heads on your toms and coated bottom heads on your toms? Now, the reality is a clear bottom head is going to leave a nice open tone, lots of ring and lots of power and lots of projection. Tends to work well in live situations, especially rock, pop, gospel chops kind of drummers. Man, y'all want that clear bottom head to let it speak. In some situations, however, you want the warmth of a coated bottom head. It kind of shuts the drum down a little bit, gives it a little bit more control in terms of its tone, and gives it more of a jazzy warmth or like an old Americana sound. So if those are the styles of drumming you're looking for, that's what you want to aim for. So let's go ahead and do a little playing so you can actually hear the difference on this lovely Rogers 12 and 14 between coated bottom heads and clear bottom heads. Now I have these drums tuned to a major third, both it's tonic here, major third above, tonic here, major third above. So it's a nice round warm tuning, which will accentuate both heads' characteristics without being too much, having too much effect on the color of the tom. You can just really hear how the sound of the tom is. Yeah, that's got a nice warm pocketed feel to a kind of a classic rock kind of tom sound that I know would work well in a jazz setting. So let's go ahead and take a look at some tom patterns with this. I want to play something from one of my drummers, or attempt to play something from one of my drummers that I know is a very tom-heady pattern, and we can see how it speaks on a big tom part. Yeah, that's warmth central, man. The toms speak well, but don't overpower the microphones. And I gotta say, it feels like an old friend you're talking to. You're just playing them. They warm, they comfortable, and I'm digging that, y'all. But I do know I love the sound of clear bottom heads. So let's check out the tom sound with clear bottom heads. So now I've got these tuned to a perfect fifth, as I did before, G to B, C to E on this floor tom, except we got the clear heads on, and they sound phenomenal. Now, this is the sound I like, a little bit more projection, a little bit more brightness, a little bit more sing in the drum, and the tone sings out a little bit more. So let's play a standard beat with a couple of tom fills and see what they sound like, not only this beautiful perfect fifth interval, but how the clear sounds versus the coated. Oh, that's awesome, y'all. A little bit more brightness, a little bit more projection, and a lot more sustain, which is what I like out of my toms, man. So let's check this on an active tom pattern that has a little bit more of tom activity, just like I played with the first one, and see how it picks up the tom sound and adds a little bit more sustain, y'all. Oh, yeah, y'all, that's absolutely ripping, absolutely what I'm looking for. And again, I'm actually playing a beat for one of my favorite drummers in the world, who happens to be one of my bosses, Pete Thomas. That was Strict Time from Elvis Costello. One of my favorite beats ever. And just having those clear bottoms on there brought that brightness, brought that snap that I want for that part, that I want when I play. And so now I hope you've heard the difference between coated and clear bottoms. A little bit more warmth, a little bit more control of the sustain, and more of a vintage sound with those coated bottoms. Definitely good for big band, jazz, country, or smaller venue gigs. And for outdoors, for rock, you want that clear bottom head because it just sings out and rings, y'all. So I hope you've enjoyed this video that showed you the comparison for the two, and stick around and watch more videos on my YouTube channel, YouTube. Kenny Shares, for drum tuning tips, drum programming tips, drum tech tips, and everything drum, y'all. Solid.